We've got hands-on time with Samsung's new Galaxy A37 and A57, the two phones leading this year's A series. This is mostly an update year, not a total reset, but with the A57, a few of those small changes actually stand out once you get it in hand, and that's where things get interesting. Samsung kept the familiar raised button area on both phones, but the camera housing now has this new semi-transparent ambient island look. The materials stay the same though. Plastic frame on the A37, aluminum on the A57. Around back, both still use Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, which leads into the size changes. The A37 is exactly the same size as the A36. The A57 goes the other way and shrinks in every direction compared to the A56. The big thing is thickness. It's 0.5 millimeters slimmer. Durability also gets a nice bump, moving from IP67 to IP68, so Samsung tightened things up in more ways than one. Color options are pretty straightforward. The A37 comes in awesome charcoal, awesome gray-green, awesome white, and awesome lavender. The A57 gets awesome gray, awesome navy, awesome icy blue, and awesome lilac. But once you turn these on, the display story matters a lot more than the paint job. Both phones still give you a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus display with 120Hz refresh rate, and both can hit 1900 nits peak brightness. The A57 does get a Super AMOLED Plus panel, which should help with power efficiency, and since the phone itself is smaller than the A56, the bezels look noticeably slimmer too. Around the back, the camera setup is mostly familiar. The A37 has a 50-megapixel main camera, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and 5-megapixel macro. The A57 also uses a 50-megapixel main sensor, but steps up to 12-megapixel ultra-wide. And yes, Samsung still kept that 5-megapixel macro around because apparently we're still doing this. Let's be real, that macro is mostly there so Samsung can say triple camera on the box. The good news is, both phones now get upgraded image signal processors, which Samsung is branding as Nightography, same idea as the new S26 series. But the A57 gets a little extra attention beyond that. Only the A57 gets Samsung's tweaks to lens switching and portrait segmentation, for reasons Samsung doesn't really explain. Up front, nothing changes at all. Both phones stick with the same 12-megapixel selfie camera from the A36 and A56, so the real separation here starts to happen once we talk performance. The A37 drops Snapdragon and moves to the Exynos 1480, which we already saw in the Galaxy A55. The A57 is the one bringing something new, with Samsung's new Exynos 1680. Both chips are built on a 4-nanometer process. RAM and storage also split these two up a bit depending on where you live. In Europe, the A37 comes with 6 GB or 8 GB of RAM, while the A57 starts at 8 GB. Storage is 128 GB or 256 GB on both. Samsung also says higher RAM and storage configurations will be available in international markets, but the A57 keeps stacking extras once you get into connectivity. Only the A57 gets upgraded to Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 6.0. Samsung is also talking up a vapor chamber that's 13% larger than before, which should help with heat. On the software side, both phones launch with One UI 8.5, and there's a new Bixby setup that Samsung clearly wants us to notice. That updated Bixby is powered by Perplexity, just like on the S series, and it can even change system settings for you, which is still something Gemini doesn't really do. Samsung is also keeping the long-term promise here, up to 6 years of software and security updates, which is a big deal at this level. Battery specs stay exactly where Samsung likes them, 5,000 mAh on both phones with 45-watt charging. Honestly, Samsung really does love this battery formula, so if you were hoping for something wild, this isn't that. Pricing in Europe starts at €429 for the A37 and €529 for the A57, and that part matters. That's a €50 increase, so yeah, there's a good chance the US sees a bump too. The way I see it, the A57 clearly got more attention this year, so now the real question, are these still the mid-range champs or are other brands giving you more for your money? Full review is coming soon, so stay tuned.